Nice. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Great Western Podcast. We've been out the last couple of weeks, but we're really excited to get into the NBA Finals with Game 7 right around the corner. I'm your host today, as usual, Mark, and we got Dave and Coach Theory on the call.
What's up,
Unfortunately,
guys?
yeah. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing amazing.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have Jay. We don't have Jay
Hanging in there.
today. Yeah, we're all. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. We don't have Jay today, unfortunately, and Rob's gardening. So so we don't. We're going three-handed. All right. So guys, here
The
we are.
triangle.
Trying it now. We're gonna run the triangle offense here today. Um, Game 7 is on Sunday. This series is tied 3-3. I think all of us were saying that it was going to be a sweep by the Thunder or 4-1 or 4-2 maybe at best. Yet here we are. The Pacers continue to shock everyone, but at this point, how can it be shocking? They're one game away from the championship.
I'm excited. Um, the Thunder looked great. There's something about the way that the Pacers are playing. They're just so hungry that they'll do like anything they can. It's to me, it seems like the Pacers want it more, you know? And then with those incredible shots at the end of quarters, it's almost like the basketball gods are being like, hey, you know what? Pacers are gonna like defy all the odds.
It does feel like a team of destiny.
They were
Um,
plus 700
yeah,
to win this series going into the finals, plus
I'm
700.
root, I'm rooting for them. Like
I am
I'm
too.
like I'm like standing up, like cheering every freaking free throw that goes in, like fist pumping. I really want the
Okay.
Pacers to win.
Interesting. I mean, it's a I mean, both teams have great stories, I think, but the Pacers have, I think, a slightly more Cinderella-esque or epicness to this team.
Absolutely.
They definitely do seem to be a little bit more of a team of destiny, but I mean, these games, they're switching back and forth. Like this series has been so crazy with, Pacers winning game 1, with that last second shot, right? And then like Jay Will dropping 40 in like the last game or the game before, and then just Halliburton's calf. But then you have so many players, right? TJ McConnell, they're like chanting his name in the in the stadium, right? So there's just so much that's going back and forth, right? Home courts being lost and all of that.
Yeah, I think the Pacers won me over just through heart and grit. Chu, you talk a lot about Carlisle. He's an amazing coach. I think we all agree that he's out coaching the OKC coach.
Agno,
Um,
yeah.
his rotations are good, and just the way he gets his players locked in is incredible to watch. Um, But I think the Pacers won me over because if everything they've done, all those comebacks, all those last minute heroics, if they were to fall short on this, it kind of gets swept under the rug, and that would be just so sad. I want this to be one of the most historic uh finals run in NBA history.
Yeah,
Well,
there
if
has to
if
be.
you
Yeah.
if you go back to I was trying to think of a more entertaining finals, and you just go back year by year. I mean, the Suns Bucks when Giannis won his chip was pretty good because Giannis, remember, he hyperextended his leg and they were down 2-0. That one was pretty exciting. But before that, it's like Raptors beat the Warriors without. That's when KD blew out his Achilles, I think.
Yeah, so did
Like
Clay.
there hasn't been and for me, it probably comes down to the time when LeBron beat the 73 win Warriors. That was like the last crazy entertaining finals like this. And that I think that one went to 7 also. And
Yeah.
before that, I mean, this is like this type of finals happens once every 5 to 10 years. This is like a
This entire playoff.
crazy entertaining finals.
Entire playoffs has been one of the best playoffs, and I've obviously been very vocal about my displeasure on the direction the NBA has been going, but this has turned out to be by far the best playoffs I've seen in probably, I don't know, at least 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of comebacks, a lot of historic shots. You know, A lot of big leads blown.
and completely unexpected. The Celtics aren't there. Like no one would have put, well, OKC maybe, but no one would have put the Pacers there.
But both teams being small market, um,
Right?
making smart moves within their budget, like this is just unique, you know? So as the three of us have been talking basketball since like 1996, I feel like this is I'm just so stoked for tomorrow. Like usually I put the kids down and watch the game on delay
Hmm.
after they're down, but
You have to watch this live.
I'm like maybe I should keep Naomi up and see if this turns into like an epic thing and like let her stay up for this, you know? Like I don't
I
know.
hope it's a good game. I really hope it's a good game. I mean, that game six,
Vegas doesn't think so. Vegas shows 7.5.
7.5 for the Thunder, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the series has it has almost tipped, like what was it, game four when the Thunder were down, right? Until that fourth quarter. The Pacers were up all three quarters. I have my little notes here. Yeah, the Thunder outscored the Pacers 31 to 17 in that fourth quarter, and they won that game four in Indiana. That was huge. They could have gone, the Pacers would have gone up 3-1 instead of going back to OKC 2-2. I think that was huge. And I know Sylvain and Chu, we've been talking about this texting all week about this, about where is SGA, in the realm of like GOAT status or whatever. When he wins, it's so easy to write that narrative about, wow, he's like MJ, he's like Kobe, he's the heir apparent right now. That was a game that I think he took over, but then I know Sylvain, you were saying that maybe SGA isn't quite there, or maybe he's a little bit too passive or something like that at times. But
Well,
um,
I just want to see great players be aggressive and carry their team, you know. Of course, the game's evolved. Of course, we're watching OKC, which is a very unique team that is team ball. But when you're talking about winning chips and then winning multiple chips and being, if you're gonna compare to MJ or Kobe or even any of the GOATs, I hit the brakes on that real quick.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you're talking about style of play, that's one thing, But if you're comparing greatness, I mean, we're talking people that have won multiple chips. And then
right.
LeBron just came out recently that the ring narrative or the ring count narrative shouldn't, to me that's a total cop out. Total cop out. You gotta be able to carry your team, put the team on your shoulders and make big buckets. And the way he played last game, I was disappointed. Especially if we're gonna have those conversations of him being Kobe or MJ, etc. For example, um, Edwards, his style of play, his mentality, his aggressiveness, the way he gets on the other team's best opponent. You saw him clamp down LeBron, get in his face and everything. That
Yeah.
fire. I can compare that style of play to Kobe and MJ. I cannot say that Edwards is up there with Kobe and MJ at all. I will never say that.
Yeah. Well,
So now SGA's style of play, can we compare it to Kobe? Yeah, he's crafty. Okay, yeah, he's very skilled. He's one of the most skilled players we've seen in a while. But that's about it to me,
I mean, he's
you know?
26. He's a great leader at 26.
Sure,
He's averaging
sure,
30
sure,
plus in
sure.
the playoffs. Obviously, I agree. It's too early right now to say that, like, oh, he's going to be one of the all-time
Well,
greats.
I just want him to take it to that next level is, hey, all right, game seven, close it out then.
Okay.
You know
Chu,
what I'm
what do you
saying?
think? What do you think about this?
Well, let me ask you guys this first. To win a game seven in the finals, would you rather take SGA, Luca, or Edwards? You have one game to win.
So it's a good question because all three have not been in this situation, you know?
Right.
So it's kind of, I like being proven. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And to
But
be
but I'm
like,
saying
okay, cool, I see
they
that.
haven't proven it to me, it's
Ugh,
SGA.
I
SGA
agree.
over
It's
those two all
SGA.
day.
Well,
it's
look,
tough, man. It's tough.
the real question is though now, like, okay, if the Pacers win, right? Is it
Yeah.
it's going to be huge credit to that organization, and then the
Yeah.
the legacy of Siakam, I think in particular, that dunk. Did you guys see those memes where he's like
Yup.
channeling, he's like in the locker room and his eyes are in the back of his head, and he was doing like a
Yup.
seance. That dunk, that no look pass from Halliburton with that slam, that was
Woo.
crazy over Williams, over J
Yeah.
J Dub. That was a
Gorgeous.
nasty dunk, and if they
Yeah.
win. I think it'll show, yes, of course, the coaching of Carlisle, the the team, the bench and all that stuff with TJ being so clutch, Obi Toppin really stepping up, even Matherin.
Toppin is a late bloomer.
Toppin is,
I wanted him to do good in New York. I have a buddy who's a New York
yeah,
Knicks fan, and he hated on Toppin. I was like, I get it. He's playing shit, but
yeah.
he's gonna be good one day.
But I
I'm
think
glad
it,
he's finally
yeah.
coming to.
If they win, if the Pacers win, I think it's going to say a lot about Siakam's like where he is in like this conversation because no one talks about him as like an all-time great player and all this stuff. But if he wins two chips with two different teams
Right?
and he
Right?
played significant roles, like he was never the number one guy. It was Kawhi and now, I mean, but he might, he got the Eastern Conference MVP over Halliburton, so. But I think it's gonna say it's like one of these teams is gonna be a loser, and that's the thing that's gonna, like you said earlier, about it's gonna be sad to have this be kind of swept under the rug, right? Like if whoever loses, it's not gonna be their story. But that's what makes the legacies, right? And we're talking about if SGA is gonna be all-time great, he's got to win multiple. You got to win one.
Exactly. And I think pressure's on OKC. They were the favorites, you
I
know.
Yes.
agree. I
Um,
agree.
it's their series to lose. Pacers, if they win this, it's like a miracle, you know? Can you imagine being a Pacers fan?
It would be crazy. Yeah.
You know, like you always hear, oh yeah, my team's gonna win. Like we got it this year. Every fan says their team has it this year. But I wouldn't be able to take a Pacer fan seriously if like mid-season he's like, this is our season. I could see him being competitive, of course, you know, but this is like really the epitome of it's gonna take a miracle. You know, those shots were insane. That's why I'm like, there's something other than skill, there's something other than basketball that's bigger that is at play right now. And I want to see that happen in game 7.
I've I've doubted the Pacers like this whole season, but definitely
Yeah.
this whole playoffs. And you know what? Even when they traded for Pascal Siakam like 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, they gave up too much. And that's just me being like kind of a I've probably seen Pascal Siakam play like 8 basketball games in my whole life. I had no idea he was so good, dude. And you know what they did in game 6 is they put him on Jalen Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like the big adjustment. And he's crazy good at defense too. Like he mans up Jay Will and Chet. He shut both of them down,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
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 He's a,
What
And
were
then and
Chet's
then he has
numbers?
a sick kind of like turnaround, like when you need a bucket,
Hmm.
midi game, like he's got it all. He has no weakness, and he's just solid, dude. And you never like he's not flashy, and the stats never jump off the page. But I think last time he grabbed like 13 rebounds. Just
yeah.
he's just like a winner. Like we're definitely talking about one of the best forwards of the 2000s, and you would never think that before a couple of weeks ago. But he's proven that. Like Pascal Siakam, Paul George. Whose career you taking?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
Imagine.
know?
It's funny, right? Paul George is in his when he was like in his prime, he was in Indiana, and then like he
How do you think he feels watching this?
I don't
You know, knowing that the player,
Fuck Paul George,
former
dude. Fuck Paul
team,
George, man.
his former team is in the finals, and the player he got, both his former teams are in the finals, and
Oh
the
yeah, he
player
played
he
for the
got
Thunder
traded
as
for.
well. That oh yeah, there was that meme about how like both of these teams got to where they are by trading away Paul George and getting picks.
Yeah, right?
Interesting
I
narrative.
mean, I mean, I'm taking better career ranking their careers right now. I think Pascal over Paul George
Yeah,
is close.
how could you say otherwise? I mean maybe like
The
as
casual fan would say Paul George.
yeah, I
I
mean
mean, also it's like the career you want, you know, you want to be on that big stage. Paul George has failed to make it repeatedly, you
yeah,
know? So I'm sure Paul George would love to be in Pascal Siakam's shoes. He'd probably, I don't know, but I love chips. I love winning. I'd rather be a number 2 or 3 on a team that wins than a number 1 that never wins anything.
sure, sure. Yeah. I mean, like, well, so that being said, like, what's it gonna take in this game seven? What are the things that have to happen for it to go either way? What do the teams have to do to like kind of cement their name on the crown here?
So this this is when you look at the Thunder, they ranked at the top of the league in points off turnovers, and they are pit bulls, and they turn you over and they get fast break points, and this is their key to winning. And in Game 6, they had like three turnovers through like the first half.
Who
Um,
the OKC did?
Forced
no, the
turnover.
Pacers,
Oh
Pacers
yeah,
did.
yeah. I was gonna say
They did
Shea
not
like
turn them
he
over. So it's going to
raw.
come down to basically if it's so interesting because the way that the Pacers beat the Thunder is they play what seems kind of like this fast-paced, erratic movement offense where it's like it's not like a give it to Jokic and let him give it to Jokic or Luka and let them like optimize and shoot out. Like they're moving fast and they're making the defense react to them,
Right.
right? They're not giving the
Right.
Thunder a chance
Yeah, they're
to set
constantly
up.
cutting as well.
And they're constantly cutting. And so if the Pacers can just not turn the ball over, they are going to win this game. And then the second thing is Miles Turner. Okay, Miles Turner versus Chet. I have the stats right here. Uh, Chet is averaging 11 points on 35% field goals for the series, 11% 3 point. Okay. He's
I wish Jay were
Thun-
here to hear this.
Yeah.
the Thunders. This is the Thunders center versus the Pacers center. Uh, Turner is averaging 11 points on 36% field goal at 20% 3 point percentage.
Hmm.
So both these guys, I mean, if one pops, if one has the game of their life, like they have been underwhelming.
Both of them. That's true.
I kind of feel like if Turner plays well or Chet plays well or vice versa, that's gonna win. That's gonna win the series combined with turnovers. It seems like Turner's getting a lot of good looks and he's just missing them. But I did notice in Game 6, which I hope they let them play the same way in Game 7, is anytime Chet would get the ball against Turner, Turner would basically just like push him in his hips and not let him get anywhere. He was like super physical. And so if you're in OKC and you're getting that OKC whistle, like Turner could foul out real quick because they let him play game 6. Like I was really impressed with Turner's defense. But if he can just make a few of those threes, I feel like the Pacers can win this.
He's been like a couple of those times where Chet is trying to shoot a three and like Turner's just there, like just packs him,
Yep.
like he's like right there, like because Chet usually can get over somebody because he's his long arms and stuff. But yeah, he's been kind of taken for the series too. What? What?
Laughing because Jay always talks down on Wemby because he's just tall, right?
Oh, right, right, right.
And here we
He's not
have
here right
Chet,
now.
who was drafted same year or year prior. I don't know, but I always love seeing Chet and Wemby play
I mean,
uh, because it's a good battle. They're both physically similar, but
Yeah, they both have been playing good defense too. It's just their offense has been dog shit.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think one of the
I
one.
agree with. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say like, um, the Thunder bench, who has been vaulted as this like super deep bench where they come at you from anywhere, they really haven't shown up that much, except for Caruso, who has been really like a kind of a consistent player for them this playoff and even in the finals. You haven't seen a lot from let's say like Wiggins or
Right.
um, or who else? Or Cason Wallace
Mhm.
or Kendrick Williams. Like you just haven't really seen a lot of big performances or any type of like scoring or anything like off the bench enough from the Thunder. So I think it's for me. I think it's who's going to step up off the Thunder bench besides Caruso and match like the bench play of the Pacers because I think the starters are going to do their thing, right? Like I think SGA is going to score, Williams is going to score. They're going to play. Well, they're going to need. I think they're going to need something from somebody else to really push them over the top, or like a super historic game from either SGA or Williams or something like that. So, hey Max, yeah, that's what I think is going to be the key here. You know, if you look, it has been the games have been kind of swung on the bench play, in my opinion. When you're down.
Do you think they're going to start Caruso or Hardenstein? Because they're
Well,
kind of going back and forth on
yeah,
that. Like
I
it
feel
doesn't.
like
It seems like they don't know what to do.
I feel like that has also been kind of strange because even in game one when Thunder started Wallace over Hardenstein, I thought that was strange. I thought you would put Hartenstein in and to match up against Turner more, right? And then make so kind of force Indiana to play the Tony Bradley's getting some minutes here too, which has been kind of interesting. It just feels like Carlisle is kind of directing it and Dagno is being more reactive.
Yes.
And that's been it seems like that's kind of really helped sway this series and kind of make given the upper hand a little bit to the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of reactive coaches.
What do you
Uh,
think, Max?
I understand the importance of, hey, Max.
Yeah, Max has
Oh
gonna
my God, that dog is so cute, dude.
he's gonna give his hot takes too. What do you think? So what do you say?
I love doodles that have long hair like that, dude. So cute.
Yeah.
Of course, it's important to make adjustments in game and game to game. But I remember when Shaq and Kobe were on the team, it's like they had to play to us. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to adjust to us. And I think Rick is doing a great job doing that. He's not being too overreactive with his rotations. He's
Yeah.
letting his players play. He's got a solid game plan that he's sticking to.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just minor adjustments. You know, they're not changing their entire game plan to try to defend OKC or attack OKC a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So I like how Rick and the Pacers are making OKC make the adjustments.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that this thing can be decided like on a few like Benedict Mathurin or Obi Toppin threes. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
seriously what it's going to come down to. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Mathurin
what I want to
does
see
that.
too. I want to see an end of game heroics by anyone on the Pacers, just another shot, how they've won games throughout the entire playoffs. They might be down whatever amount with like 5 minutes left and they're not out of the game, you know.
Yeah. Well, that was
yeah, no, oh,
If they
go
win
ahead.
on a comeback, wow.
yeah. Well, that Mathurin had that 27-point game in game three that was huge. That helped them win game three, but then he missed those clutch free throws, right? In game four, I think it was. Yeah, where he missed those free throws late, and SGA took over that game four. So there's been a lot of heroics, and it's been great basketball to watch. Like if you're a basketball fan, which obviously all of us are, like seeing this series and how it's unfolded, it's been great. It's been great.
How many game sevens can you guys remember that have a game winner?
Oh
In the
man,
finals or just
No, in the finals, I don't think it's ever been done. Or how about this? How many closeout games have had a game winner? I remember Dame had two.
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
It's
the
very
one that
rare. I just want to see it. And I think for Pacers to win, I think that's what we're going to have to get, you know?
yeah, it's going to be a Pacers by like 3 or like a Thunder by like 15.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
That's how
okay.
You
I
know,
see it. I don't see
So
Pacers winning by, 8, 9, 10,
no.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
If it's close, I'm putting money on Pacers.
okay, if it's close, you're going Pacers, win on the road, game seven finals.
No,
Wow.
I'm saying if it's
If-
close, you
Okay.
know?
Chu, I mean, ultimately, what do you think? Who's going to win, Chu?
I mean, the Thunder, I don't want them to. I'm rooting heavily against it, but I just feel like the Thunder at home is going to be hard to beat. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
I'm gonna go with what Vegas says. The Thunder, I
The
think, are gonna
Thunder.
win.
So
I think,
Yeah.
because earlier you were saying, should we take Pacers plus 7.5?
Okay. So, are you asking who's gonna win, or should we take Pacers plus 7.5? I'm down to put my own Pacers plus 7.5, but I think the
Right.
Thunder are gonna win.
Okay. So
put it right now,
my
Sil.
my theory is if it's a close game, I'm taking Pacers, right? But I don't know if it's a close game. Maybe okay, so
Do you
it
think
and
the
they
refs are
win by
gonna?
9, 10, 11,
Oh, one more thing, because the refs are gonna play such a big deal in this. It's like,
Yeah.
how are they gonna ref
Right.
SGA? You
Oof.
know?
Oof. I just don't want to see. I mean, even in game six, he was getting these little bumps and they're calling I'm just like,
I
wow.
hope it doesn't come down to that where it's where we're talking about the calls getting made or not made. I hope it's like the basketball. Also, I was gonna say we hadn't mentioned him yet, but I think Nemhard has
Yeah.
played really well on both ways. He's been playing great defense on
Yeah.
GA. He's hitting some clutch shots. He's the team. He's a really good glue guy for that team, and um You know that it's they're playing really well. Yeah, just to mention him, but who's to
So
say that
did you know that they've been playing against each other since they were 9 years old? Did you see that?
for who?
Nemhard and who?
Nemhard and SGA are both from Canada,
Oh
Oh
yes,
and
yes.
yeah,
they've been playing against each other since from, and it makes kind of sense if you think about it. Like Nemhard has known this guy since they were kids. He's not afraid of him. They've been battling each other for
Yeah.
15 years.
That's
that's
right.
cool.
That's right. I did. I think.
Yeah,
Now that you're saying, I think I did see that meme, right? But so it's really going to depend on who makes those plays. Like typically, the Thunder have you're getting the main scoring from SGA and Williams, right? And they're
Right.
getting Chet hasn't been quite there, and so they're going to need someone to
They're
come.
gonna need Chet to
They're
win
gonna
for
need
sure.
Chet. They're gonna
yeah.
need Chet
Yeah.
to show up because like most games, SGA is hitting 20, 30. You know, SGA is hitting his points, and J Dub has been playing well too. But they need more from Chet. But for the Pacers, on the other hand, you know, you're getting McConnell. You're getting well from the starters. You're getting Neesmith. You're getting Nemhard. You're getting Turner. They're scoring enough. Like usually they're all in they're all scoring double digits, right? All the
Right.
starters. So you don't
Right.
know where it's coming from. I feel like with the Pacers, like we've been talking about, they're passing the ball all over the place. You don't know who's hitting the shot. You don't know where it's coming from. The Thunder have been a little bit more kind of robotic in how they're going to be scoring, right? They keep feeding J Dub. They keep feeding him, which is, you know, what we had talked about through text the other day, which is seemingly like a game plan, but when it's working, but it's kind of more obvious where the points are coming from. So they're going to need
Right.
someone.
Right.
So
Yeah, it just seems like the Pacers on offense, they just do whatever it takes to put the hole in the bucket
hole in
in
the
the hole.
ball, ball in the
Well,
hole.
yeah, yeah. My
What's
two
gonna?
brain cells firing this morning.
Yeah, no, we're doing
Tequila.
good. We're doing good. I mean,
So who do you think, Mark?
I agree with you, Chu. I think Thunder at home, it's going to be hard to really to say that they're going to lose, but man, getting blown out by 30, you know, that it's got to give a lot of confidence to the Pacers. Like, hey, we can go beat these guys. We already beat him in OKC.
We
We
do see that frequently, though. A blowout game six, and then the other team wins the game seven.
Yeah, I think in the NBA, it's been happening more where like where these blowouts is kind of like they can happen,
Yeah,
but
they kind of scratch them,
it's
like it's
yeah,
kind
it's
of
like
like the
okay.
anomaly, you know.
So
So
It's who's making threes, who's turning the ball over. It's like,
yeah, who's gonna hit the
dude,
three
when
shot?
Lou Dort just launches those rainbow threes,
Oh,
just
dude.
oh,
Yeah.
those are so when you're rooting against them, those are just like
Dude, I love
painful,
the arc
dude.
on it, the arc on his shot.
Yeah.
Like, great, yeah, great. We haven't even mentioned Dort.
the Derek Fisher type shot.
There's so many
Yeah.
great players. There's so all the like. There's so many great like hungry teams. Like both of them, like everyone who's on the court is playing so well. You
Yeah.
know, so it's gonna be interesting. You know, I mean, I'm down. I mean, we should watch it. I mean, you're gonna watch it. We should watch it, Silv. I know you're in LA right now.
No, I'm in Ensenada.
Oh, you're in Ensenada. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't know that. Oh wow. All right. So I think yeah, that should be good. I mean, what else we got? I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff here. We talked about a lot. Any other burning things for this game seven?
I mean, I think just to recap, OKC on paper is the better team, but there's something larger at play, and I think for Pacers to win it, it's going to take that miracle. The basketball gods are going to have to line up for them, and I'd
Yeah,
love to
they're
see.
gonna unload the clip though, but you know what? They're coached like they have the right coach to do it. They're gonna play
They
free.
do.
They have nothing to lose,
Right?
and they're gonna let it fly, dude. It's gonna be sick. I'm amping now, dude. I kind of have goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah, it'll be crazy if Rick Carlisle takes another team to the finals and wins, right? Like he's really gonna move up. I mean, he's already proven that he's such an excellent coach, but it's gonna really gonna put another notch on his belt, like up the all-time coaching tree ladder, right? Like if he wins again
Yeah.
with OKC, I mean, with
Yeah,
the Pacers for sure, for sure. And that's the thing, the legacy of these teams, and you know, we can only project so much, but in NBA next year, if OKC wins, right? People are gonna say dynasty. They're gonna say all this stuff, right? If the Pacers win, they're gonna say this team that's like a miracle season, right? I like we said, like it's gonna be sad that one of these teams has to lose. But I think I was up
Yeah,
at
it's like they both deserve it.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think a lot of
They're both
people
built the right way. Like
I
Yeah.
think people
good,
want
tr
the
good
Pacers.
trades.
Good trades. Yeah, I like both.
Neither of the teams have Paul George.
Neither of the teams have pulled it. Like it's going to be a great story.
Built to win, bro.
Either way, it's great for the NBA. it's great
Yeah.
for the NBA. This series, this whole playoffs, right? So, but so we can wrap it up. But I actually do have one thing I wanted to share with you guys here. Before, so we were we were down at the beach couple months ago, right? And we had some friends show up. Check this out, guys. So I don't know if you guys are seeing. We were at the beach.
Yes, I love it.
So we were with our friend Brian, and and so his lookalike,
Well, he's a twin, I
he's a
didn't know they
twin.
were triplets.
Triplet. Yeah, there's a missing triplet.
Yeah, this is the missing triplet.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
You like that? You guys like
Can
It's
he
so
can he
good.
please dress up as TJ McConnell for Halloween?
right. I'm sure Brian will see this eventually because I know Chu, you were saying that like Hi Ho looks a lot like TJ McConnell. So I was like, let me look this up. And I found the photo.
There
So
you go. He just needs to
Dude,
trim his
every
beard a
time,
little bit.
every single play that I watch of TJ McConnell, especially in slow-mo, like where he's all amping and stuff, I literally just imagine Hyos. Like it makes me
Oh,
so happy.
by the way, quick plug, man.
what's
Uh,
up?
anyone in LA, go to Cosm. That
Oh
place,
wow.
I watched what game was it? Game five? Game five there? Incredible experience. They give you angles where you see the spacing of players so much better. And it's also a ginormous screen, so you see it's even better than being at a game, in my opinion.
I've been
And it's
wanting to
only
go. I've been
11 bucks to
wanting
get
to
in.
go. Yeah, I've been wanting
Where
to
is
go.
that?
It's by SoFi, I believe. Um,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
like
literally
immersive.
walking distance, and when you're there, you kind of feel like you're in the middle of the future of LA's entertainment mecca because you're right by SoFi, you're right by Intuit, right?
Mhm.
And you're at this spot that's not the games aren't played there, but A, you're right next to them, so you feel the buzz of the city, and B, you get an experience as if you're live. For people who
Do you have to
haven't
pay to
been
get in?
there, there's
Yeah, yeah,
seating
yeah. It's
as if you were
cheating.
at the game.
Yeah. I mean that's gonna be hopefully they'll be our sponsor when we blow up here with our
Exactly.
GW.
Wait, so Sylvain, now that you said that the where the Clippers play, the Intuit Dome is the center of entertainment in LA, how do you
I
feel
know
about
where you're
having a
going right now. I know where you're going with this.
So, all right. So,
I digress. I digress.
yeah. So we have our friend TJ here, obviously look alike. I honestly don't see it that much, but I kind of like, I guess, What do you think?
It's there,
Chew,
man.
100%. So Chew, you look alike. What about Sylvain? You think you see the resemblance here?
If Brian shaves his beard a little, they look pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, this is in Sayulita.
Also without the hat, I mean, he's got basically the same hairdo.
Yeah, I couldn't find honestly, I was looking a lot for photos of Brian. I have tons and tons of photos of Brian, but he's almost always wearing a hat.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, I thought this would be cool. And
Grateful Dead hat.
yeah, he's been to like 16 Dead shows apparently. All right.
Yeah.
So, so but look, I think maybe we could pause it here. We have so much to talk about, right? With the news of the Lakers being sold. I know we have a lot of takes on that. We're not going to get into that. We can talk about maybe next time, we can
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
we'll save that for after
yeah.
I still got to
Yeah.
get over my emotions.
Yeah, we
So
got
I
to
got
get our
like a
emotions. And plus,
clear
next
analysis.
yeah, next time too,
Wait,
we'll be
the Desmond Bain trade made you gave you
oh,
all those emotions?
oh,
Yeah,
Desmond.
man, my boy Bane.
I thought that was interesting. It was interesting trade. I mean, they give up a lot of first round picks, and then like it's crazy. Like they gave up so many picks for Bane, but then like Lakers got Luca. Anyway, we don't have with like no picks anyway. But like,
Yeah.
well, it's other stuff that's coming up. We can talk about like the future of the NBA, the next year, the late
The
future.
past of the NBA is what I want to talk about, dude. Like honestly, who does Obi Toppin remind you of? Stuff like this. This is what
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of off-season topics coming up that we've been
what
talking
we
about
should do. What we
so
should do is
long.
whoever plays really well in Game 7, we
Uh-huh.
should do their like 19 or like their 1995 to 2005 player comp.
Player comps.
Ah,
I
okay.
like yeah. There's a lot of. I
All right.
mean, we love sports, and I'm sure all of us are we're gonna be talking about on Instagram and text messages, all this stuff with the sports already anyway. So that should do it for today, guys, for the Great Western Podcast.
That was a good
Episode.
one.
Yeah, I hope you guys like enjoy from the our banter and our intrigue with the league and enjoy what we're doing here. So we'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Peace.
Later.
Later.